Get off the sidelines and take control of your financial future at www.tackletrading.com. Get in the game.
Matt Justice here for Tackle Trading to bring you the first market recap video for Tackle Trade for 2016. It's a pleasure to be with everybody here, and hopefully you had an amazing, safe, and wonderful holiday season. Looking forward to getting back on track in 2016. And we'll start to the market we had here the first trading day of 2016, and early on it was a bloodbath. The market was down about 2.5%. The Dow was down about 460 points. The S&P 500 was down as much as 50 points today, and it was really kind of led last night. And that's the one thing I've talked about in the Monday edition of the market recap video before. Is when the market opens down, it's not that every order in the world is coming in at the market open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time there in New York. The actual market opens up here in the futures market on Sunday. And so as you can see here on Sunday, you saw the market initially respond up, but then it started trading down throughout the rest of last night, coming into the market today, and really kind of the first trading hour right here. It did find support right around 1985 in the market. You saw it tick down to 1980 as well before it settled in right here as support. And then it double bottomed right here at 1985 coming into the last trading hour of the day. And that's when it was down about. We started seeing the rebound coming in at the very tail end of the market, and throughout the market day today, this was the worst opening day for a year since 1932, since the Great Depression. However, it didn't end that way. It was the worst trading day in the market since 2000, since the beginning of 2001. Still about 1.5 total on the S&P 500. Still a tremendous down day to start the year. Not exactly a positive welcome back, all you traders, 2015 into 2016. Led the market down initially was a report that came out of China, the manufacturing PMI report. The forecast was at 48.9, as you can see right here. I'm going to bring over the economic calendar of Forex Factory. As you can see, the forecast was at 48.9. The previous was at 48.6. And even the forecast is a recessionary forecast. And so the forecast was not very good to begin with. We all know China is slowing down tremendously. It's again very nervous over there for the Chinese economy. And with the manufacturing PMI report that comes in at 48.2, if you don't know what that is button right here, and it'll tell you exactly what it is. Above 50 indicates economic expansion, below 50 indicates economic contraction. And so when the number came in under 50, but more importantly, in even underneath what the market expected, you're going to see that happen, and that's at 8:45 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time. And so that's going to be right here, right into this range, right here. Right when that comes out, you see that initial movement coming down. Now that's in the stock market, in the U.S.-based stock market. The market actually went down about 5% before they halted trading for 15 minutes. They reopened up, and within a couple minutes after that, it was down an additional 2%. And when the Chinese market goes 7%, they shut down trading throughout the day. And so they shut down trading at when it was down 7%. It's going to be interesting to see what happens today in that marketplace. Open up later on tonight as well, and that kind of led throughout the rest of the trading day. And again, not exactly the same thing because it was much worse in August, but a similar reaction to the Chinese economic news coming into the first trading day of the marketplace. Now, before this even occurred, I recorded a video called the Stock Report for the pro members of Tackle Trading, and I basically said that this week I'm favoring the bears. I'm favoring the bears because of what we're seeing in the trends. You're seeing lower lows. You're seeing a double top. It had already started to go back down in price, and it came right back down into this support level. I said today during the podcast, the Trading Justice podcast, definitely check it out over there at iTunes or Tackle Trading or Stitcher or the Trend Justice podcast YouTube channel, I said basically that this 2000 level was very important. A close underneath 2000 would have been significant, and it didn't do that. It responded back up into the open, and it closed right around here, right above 2000. So we did close above 2000. That's significant. Any break below 2000, you could see the market quickly test back down into these lows right here. In terms of the overall marketplace. So really kind of 2000 level in the marketplace. Obviously resistance is right here at 2073 with top overhead resistance right at the 2100 level, which is very important. Right now we're neutral. I do have a slightly bearish stance on the market right now, but even despite today, we still haven't broken support levels and maintained a break of those support levels yet. So we're still neutral in the market, but I am favoring more of the bearish side throughout the entire week. Although I wouldn't be shocked to see a little bit of buying activity. Now, from an economic standpoint this week in the market, we have a tremendous amount of economic data. You start really in today with the U.S. manufacturing report, which was also a negative. It came in at a negative at a 48.2. The 49.1 was the expect. That is a recessionary indication for the U.S. as well. That really kind of held back the dollar today. And then you start the employment week later on this week, which we all know can be a fairly volatile event as well. So make sure you're tracking these economic reports. You have non-manufacturing PMI on Wednesday, trade balance Wednesday, Fed meetings on Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be an important day. Friday is going to be an important day as well with the unemployment rate coming in on Friday. Now, the only I'd like to look at kind of the overall winners and losers of the market today. The only real winner I found was BXLT on a big down day like today. Let's go ahead and look at that symbol, BXLT. On a down day like today, this mid-cap pharmaceutical company, large-cap pharmaceutical company, gapped up and then broke out of a 52-week high. To me, that is significant. It finished at the top end of the trading day, so that's something to keep an eye on BXLT. Don't know the company that well. Had lots of losers today. Amazon led the charge down 5.76. You're currently at short-term support at 635. Any break below that level, Amazon could trade down fairly aggressively. You have Baba that was obviously tied to the Chinese market. Baba gaps down. It's currently sitting at support at 75.50. A break retest lows as well. Both of those are currently sitting at support levels. CMG continues just to get absolutely butchered off the highs of 775 all the way down now to 447, down an additional 31 points today, 6.47%. Decrease in movement. Chipotle just continually cannot do anything right. A stock that's on the current edition of the Tackle 25 is DH Horton. The Tackle 25 will be published later on today, and DH Horton is on that list. It's a great covered call stock. It's liquid from a covered calls. You can offset any loss through the covered call. But here, looking at these levels here, I'd be a little nervous if it ever broke down past $29. Maybe add insurance if it does that coming into the earnings report on DH Horton. You also had a couple other NetTees, which is another one on Tackle 25 list. Gap down over 5% on the day, lost $9 on the day, and this is more just a retracement. Not too concerned with it. It did recover quite a bit off the day, all the way down around the low of the day, down around 165. It closed today at 172. So that did rebound coming off that support level, a little bit of an overreaction. Tesla Motors came in on a downward movement in price, coming into a support level. I think major supporters right here about 216, 217. You also have 220. If you drop this down into an intraday chart, you can see kind of how it hovered right around that 220 area. Not on the Tackle 25, but something that is a great covered call stock in its own right. They came in at the low end of their factory deliveries for December, so a little bit of a bad economic news from Tesla. And then Yahoo, which with its ties to China, obviously coming down 5.5% as well. breaking, unlike some of the other ones, Amazon and Baba, actually breaking support levels. So that's got to be concerning for anybody that is a long-term investor in Yahoo as well. This week, I look for volatility this week. This is a big month in the market, big week to start the month in the market. We have not broken support levels yet, but it's something we need to keep an eye on. Now, the next one we want to look at is kind of the dollar index here. As you can see, last week I recorded the Forex report. We saw this symmetrical triangle right here. It broke out on the top side of that symmetrical triangle yesterday coming into today, or excuse me, Friday coming into today, and it tested on the highs, tested the lows, finished with a slight increase currently at 98.93. I do have a slightly bullish bias on the dollar. Crude was an interesting take today as it traded down, up, down, finished down on the day. Looking for this being a little bit of a bearish retracement still have a slightly bearish bias on crude. Gold had a good start to the day, but it could not break out of resistance levels at 1080. That is still a short-term neutral bias with a longer-term slightly bearish bias on gold. I do see gold coming down throughout the year. Silver I see in a very similar capacity as well. The VIX with the spike of 13% or $2.49. Obviously, when the market goes up, VIX comes down, and VIX goes up when the market comes down. It's otherwise known as the fear-based indicator. So look out for Wednesday and Friday of this week. Obviously, China is now in the headlines. Again, volatility certainly could pick up in doing so. And hopefully you have a great week trading in the markets. This is Matt Justice. This is Tackle Trading. Check us out over there at www.tackletrading.com.
Get off the sidelines and take control of your financial future at www.tackletrading.com. Get in the game.